Okay, from the National Weather Service in Raleigh, this is Nick Petro along with Andrew Kren with your routine weekly briefing for Central North Carolina, the Monday morning edition. And this briefing covers the period today through Sunday through the 20th of July. Thanks to everyone who are joining us live for this Monday morning routine weekly briefing, and thanks to everybody who joins us after the fact watching it on YouTube. So let's go ahead to the next slide. Just go ahead and click on that, highlight that, and go ahead and advance. Okay, so this is our upcoming weather pattern for this week. And really today is going to be one of the more active thunderstorm days, we think, and that's thanks in part to a cold front moving through the area. So you see that on the upper left today's slide. Scattered thunderstorms are expected today into the early evening hours. So, pretty typical, mainly afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. We are in a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms per the Storm Prediction Center daily outlook. And basically what that means is we expect some of the storms to be able to create damaging wind gusts, probably on the lower end of damage, tree damage, wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour with the strongest storms. We are expecting some heavy rainfall and some frequent lightning. So those are going to be hazards as well. So heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, and maybe some isolated pockets of downed trees with wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour. And then after that, we'll see rain chances decrease during the midweek period. That boundary is going to kind of wash out and shift to the south. So we'll have only isolated showers and thunderstorms, typical daytime, evening hours like we have in the summer. So isolated afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms basically Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The main thing, once we get past this thunderstorm opportunity later today, the other main weather story I want to call your attention to are the heat index values of 97 to 102 during the afternoon high temperatures. That's expected each afternoon through this forecast period. So perhaps even today we might see heat index values approaching that range, but even more so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, when there'll be less thunderstorm coverage. So that'll be the second main weather story for this week. The first weather story is today's risk for isolated damaging thunderstorms. The other weather story is heat index values, high heat index values, perhaps getting up into the low 100s. And then finally, while it's not really conveyed very well on the upcoming weekend graphic there, it looks like high pressure is over us. There will be a weak boundary laid up across the Carolinas. So that'll mean the risk for afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms will continue both Saturday and Sunday. So that's honestly, when you look at it, this is a pretty typical week for Central North Carolina here in late July. That's what we see. What we see for this week. When we look at, go ahead to the next slide. When we look at the tropics, this is the National Hurricane Center's tropical weather outlook for the next 5 days. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this briefing, we've got alongside me here, one of our newest meteorologists here at the National Weather Service, Andrew Kren, and he's kind of learning on how to do these briefings. Andrew, you want to tell our partners here and those watching, pretty. I would say nothing of concern right now in the tropics, right? That's what this is that what this tropical weather outlook conveys?
Exactly, Nick. Yeah, nothing new to speak of right now, and we're not expecting any tropical cyclones over the next 5 days.
All right, so very good. Let's go ahead to the next slide. This accumulated precip forecast for the next 7 days. These are courtesy of the Weather Prediction Center, WPC is what they're known as. And you can see the colors are the brightest and darkest there today. And you see a little bit of blue for Saturday and Sunday. So with just some splotchy light green Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And what that's conveying is we're probably for the next 7 days, we're going to see the heaviest rain today, and especially east of I-95. Today we'll have some heavy downpours with those thunderstorms, and then maybe again over the weekend there might be a chance for some heavier rainfall amounts. But any rain we get Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday into Friday should be pretty light with those isolated thunderstorms. So when you add it all up, 7-day rainfall totals will be from basically a ½ inch to 2 inches, with heaviest east of I-95. Okay, so today's downpours could as we go to the next slide, today's downpours show that there is a marginal risk for flash flooding. Andrew, you want to tell the folks here what light green marginal means when that's highlighted over central and eastern North Carolina?
Sure, yeah, we're looking at, with the marginal threat, some localized areas that primarily could affect places that can experience rapid runoff with some of the heavier storms with the heavy rainfall we're expecting today.
Okay, so it's going to be the key thing is there. It's very isolated. So, but remember, these downpours in the summertime can really put a lot of rain down in a short amount of time. So, flooding of poor drainage areas especially can develop very, very quickly. So folks, you really need to be, if you're going to be out on the roads today, just be cognizant of that and never drive through areas where water covers the roadway. All right, let's go to the next slide. This is the Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlooks at a glance for today through the next 7 days. And you see the marginal highlighted over our area for today. Isolated damaging wind gusts are the main threat. The light green basically just means thunderstorms are expected, but not necessarily severe. And then as it typically is, predictability is too low for organized severe thunder once you get beyond day 3. So let's go to the next slide. And this is our 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. What are we looking at here, Andrew?
On the left, we're looking at the probability of seeing above average temperatures. On the right is looking at the probability of precipitation over the next 8 to 14 days. In terms of temperature on the left, pretty much most of the country is going to be above average, with parts of central North Carolina, 50% chance of seeing above average temperatures in that extended period. And then on the right, we're looking at, much of the North Carolina seeing that 40% chance of seeing above average, 40% chance of average of pretty much near average precipitation for the 8 to 14 day outlook.
All right, so this is kind of like summer. So more of the same, I guess, is what you could kind of summarize it here as we take a peek way out into the future here next week. So all right, next slide, and we'll wrap this up here. So again, our main concerns this week: scattered thunderstorms today into early evening. Today, locally heavy rainfall, wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour with the strongest storms that could bring a few trees down in spots. Frequent lightning will also pose a hazard. If you have any plans out on the water, be sure to don't wait until the storm is over you before you head to shore. Make sure you get back before the storm reaches you. In fact, as soon as the skies start to get, you see the storms building tall, that should be a good sign to head to shore. All right, for our friends who are heading out on the water there. Rain chances will decrease during the midweek period, with isolated afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms still possible, though, although not as great a coverage. And then look for the other weather story to be the heat index values exceeding 100 degrees in spots across central North Carolina this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday afternoon, really this whole week for that matter. All right, and then the risk for afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms will continue over the upcoming weekend. The two takeaways in terms of hazards and impacts is that there could be localized downpours that produce localized ponding, an excessive ponding of water in low spots. Never drive through areas where water covers the road. And then again, I can't emphasize this enough. Be sure to drink plenty of water, take frequent breaks, and try to limit outdoor activities overall to the morning and evening hours when it's cooler. All right. So anyway, that wraps up today's weekly briefing for Monday, the 13th of July. Today's the 13th, right? Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and click the